The demand for residential electric battery backup systems is increasing, but so is the disdain for the Tesla brand and specifically the Tesla Powerwall. So let's go talk about some of the alternatives. Now, recently I had a conversation with a friend of mine who was saying that they were looking for an alternative to Tesla, and strangely enough, I got a couple DMs that asked me the same. So let's go through this video. Some of the disdain for the Tesla product has started back in 2015 when the Powerwall first came out, and that was due to their overstatement of capabilities, because they advertised as a 10 kilowatt capacity when realistically the capacity was only 6.6 kilowatts. And the political banter from Elon Musk has really just gained more disdain for the Tesla lineup. So as we talk about alternatives to the Powerwall, probably one of the most used across the US is the Enphase IQ. The installer base for the Enphase IQ is one of the largest in the US, and it's really driving part of their popularity. That's not to say that their 15 kilowatt capacity or 11.5 kilowatt output is anything to sneeze at, because it's not. It's a great product. But one of the biggest downfalls is the price. At about $820 per kilowatt, it's not a cheap investment. But it's also not the most expensive, as we're going to talk about the Franklin WH. Now, the Franklin WH also has a 15 kilowatt capacity and it has a consistent output of 10 kilowatts. But what makes this nice is that it's expandable and some of the smart features that are involved with it. One of the items I like is some of the smart breakers that allow you to use that breaker to turn off your car charging or your EV charging while you're on battery power, or maybe an AC unit. But the smart capabilities within the controller sometimes give you added features that you won't have in other controllers. At $844 per kilowatt, the decision on whether the features and the expandability is a benefit, that's one you have to weigh out. All right, now let's slide down a little bit to the SIG Energy and the Point Guard. Now, the SIG Energy Point Guard has a 13.4 kilowatt capacity and an 11.4 kilowatt consistent output. And what makes this a little bit more reasonable is the underlying cost. At $582 per kilowatt, I think it's going to turn quite a few heads. But maybe not as much as the Canadian Solar EP Cube. Now, the EP Cube has a massive 19.9 kilowatt capacity, but a little reduction from the others as a 7.6 continuous kilowatt output. It easily has one of the better battery warranties, saying that, hey, 80% will be available after 10 years, so I'll give them that plus. But $551 per kilowatt is what's going to save people a lot of money looking at the EP Cube. Now, lastly, I want to just mention the Ethos battery system from Big Battery. Now, I don't have a whole lot of information on them. I don't have a lot of statistics on them. I don't have any third-party reviews on them to say good, bad. They're inexpensive, but that could be a driving force for them in the future. So, remember, subscribe, follow, and I'll see what else we come up with renewables.